Hey guys, so today I have a tutorial on this look that's on my face right now, and it is inspired by summer because it's summer right now and it's hot. So I decided to do a hot look. Hey, see what I did there? But anyways, so it's more warm toned for sure. My blush is warm, my eyes are warm, my lips are, I guess, semi-warm, a little bit, a little warm. But it is I feel like a very simple tutorial, but I feel like it looks really good and you can wear this every day. You can wear it out, you can dress it up, you can dress it down. It's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it's a really good, neutral, everyday kind of look. And it has zero bronzing and contouring because bronzing and contouring is difficult and I didn't want anybody to be struggling over this look. I'm back in my original location because I don't know why. I'm just back. And I'm only here for a couple more days, so my next video will probably be in Colorado again. A few things to keep in mind as you're watching my video. I am not a professional YouTuber. I'm new to this editing stuff. So, my editing and my voiceover is not going to be perfect, but I will get better at it as I go. And the lighting was a little weird during it because it was cloudy outside, and so the sun was like coming in and out, and I was dark and I was light, and then I turned on my vanity lights and I was a little yellow looking. But anyways, I tried really hard in this tutorial and I hope you guys like it. And yeah, let's get it.
Guys, so today I have a summer makeup tutorial, and I'm going to start off by priming my face with the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. And this just creates a nice base for my foundation and it'll help everything stay on longer. And I'm using the travel size because it came in my Ipsy bag, and I think I'll be purchasing the full size because I really like it. Then I'm going to be using my bareMinerals BB Primer Cream in the shade Light, and I'm just going to use like 1.5 pumps, and I'm going to put it all over my face and blend it in to my skin using my fingers. I really like this because it's lighter than a foundation, and so it feels like I'm not wearing anything, but yet it just kind of covers up any little redness I have. Okay, then I'm going to take a damp beauty blender and just kind of bounce it all around my face to make sure that everything is pressed in really well because I don't want any little spots or blotches of BB cream because that ain't cute. Then I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and this is a drugstore option that I have recently become obsessed with, and I'm going to dab it under my eyes and then create little triangles, and I feel like Superwoman when I do this. I don't know why, but I do. Then I'm going to put it down the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, my chin, and my forehead just to help highlight my face. Then I'm going to use the top of the damp beauty blender sponge, once again pressing. I'm not swiping anything, I'm just pressing the product into my skin to make it look airbrushed and flawless. If you're a beginner, I recommend getting a beauty blender because it's an easy way to apply foundation, concealer, cream blushes, pretty much anything. Okay, then I'm going to set all my concealer using the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder in the shade 011 Creamy Neutral, and then I'm going to use the brush, the E.L.F. Flawless Concealer brush with it. And this is just a really precise brush. You could really use any powder brush if you wanted. And once again, I'm using dabbing motions, no swiping, just dabbing, all around the areas where I put concealer. Then I'm just going to put on some EOS lip balm because I want to make sure that my lips stay nice and hydrated. I'm going to use the Too Faced Love Flush blush, which is new, and as you can tell, I said I love it, and I really do. And it's in the shade Love Hangover, and it is the perfect peachy pink shade. I feel like this will flatter so many people, and I was worried that it wouldn't, but it totally does because it is not too orangey or too pink. And I'm using a Sigma Duo Fibre powder / blush brush with it just to make everything apply much easier. I'm going to apply it on the apples of my cheeks and kind of swipe it upwards. Apples of the cheeks, and then swipe it upwards. I had a little bit of trouble figuring out where to put the mirror and everything in the video, but like I said, I'll get better as I keep going. Then I'm going to use the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette. I'm going to use the middle shade, which is Incandescent Light, and it's just a beautiful pearly white creamy shade. And I'm going to use a Sigma Tapered Highlighter brush with it, And this is just fairly precise brush just to make sure that my highlight is on fleek. And I'm putting a lot of product on the brush because, like I said, highlight must be on fleek. I'm just going to dab it / I'm doing like a dabbing, rubbing motion, swiping motion, just along my cheekbones and then the high points of my face, just like I did my concealer. So my nose, my cupid's bow, my chin, and my forehead once again. Then I'm going to use my IT Cosmetics Brow Power Pencil, but I'm just using the spoolie side just to kind of brush through my brows, and I'm swiping them upwards and outwards just to create a nice round shape. Oh yes, so attractive when I do that. But then I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. I know that NYX has a good drugstore option as well for this, and if you wanted to fill in your eyebrows, you totally could. I just wasn't feeling it, and yeah, probably should, but it's not a big deal if you don't. Summer is more natural and glowy, I guess. And then once again, I just brushed the clear brow gel upwards and outwards. Then I'm going to use my Urban Decay Original Primer Potion to help my eyeshadow stay on longer and be a little bit more intense. And I'm going to just rub this all over my eyes. And I did put it on my other eye, just didn't show it. This is me dancing and singing because I was listening to music while doing this, but no judgment, no judgment. Then I'm going to use a little duo-ended crown brush, and really any fluffy eye brush will do. I'm going to use the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Contour Palette, and I'm using the big creamy yellowy shade, and I'm going to put this all over my lids up to my brow bone as a good base color and to kind of set my primer. This is not completely necessary, but I always like starting with a good base. Then, using the same palette, I'm going to take the warm orangey peachy shade, and this is going to act as my transition color. Using the same brush, I'm just going to put this all over my lid, but I'm not going to go past my lid because I don't want it up to my brow bone. So lid to crease. Okay, moving on, we're going to take Makeup Geek's Creme Brûlée, which is a very affordable light brown shade. And I'm going to use a Sigma E25, I think that is, blending brush. And you could really use any brush. I like this brush specifically for all my eye looks recently. I'm going to put some on the brush and then tap off the excess and push it into my crease and swipe it inwards. So I'm not just swiping it inwards, I'm making sure that I'm kind of building up the product on the outside of my lid. So once again, pushing it in and pulling it inwards. Pushing it into my crease and then pulling it inwards. This is just going to create a nice gradient effect. Okay, using the same palette again, I'm going to use this medium brownish shade with the same brush. And once again, any medium brown shade will work. This is not a necessary palette you have to have for this look. So I'm going to put this in my crease and focus mainly on the outer part of my crease. I don't want to bring this too far inward because I want the colors to be a little bit darker on the outside than the inside. This will create depth in your look and make sure that all the colors are kind of separated, I guess. But I am going to be blending, so I'm using my Luxie 205 blending brush, which I did get in my Ipsy bag. I don't know what month it was. Maybe it was May, I'm not sure. But I'm going to use circular motions just to make sure that everything is blended together and flawless. Which you're thinking, Shannon, you just said that you wanted your colors to be separate. I want them to be separate, but I don't want them to have any harsh lines. So just using circular motions. Then I'm like taking the same brush, but putting my hands on the end of the brush and just going back and forth, and this like creates a lighter hand on the brush, because then you're not pressing as hard. Then I'm going to use Makeup Geek's Mocha, and this is just a deep brown shade, and I'm using a small tapered blending brush, and this is just a very precise brush that makes everything much easier. And I'm going to put this on my outer, on my outer V. So just focusing on my outer V once again to deepen up my look to create more depth. Then I'm going to take the same Creme Brûlée shade from Makeup Geek and the Luxie 205 blending brush, and I'm going to go a little bit above my crease to kind of make my eyes a little bit lifted, if that makes sense. And I'm just putting this on very sloppily, no need to be precise. Then I'm going to use the Sephora pencil eyeliner. This is just any black liner will do, and I'm lining my tight line to make my eyes more defined, and it will make my lashes look fuller. But I'm going to put that on the top, and for my bottom waterline, I'm going to be using the NYX Jumbo pencil in the shade Milk. Any nude eyeliner or white eyeliner will work for this, and I'm just lining my lower waterline to make my eyes look bigger. This is an unnecessary step. I personally love doing this to make my eyes look more awake and bigger. Then I'm going to use Makeup Geek's Bitten, which is a cranberry brown, more cranberry though, shade, with the same Sigma blending brush, and I'm applying this in my upper crease. I felt like I did not quite have enough shadow, like going up to my brow bone. I just wanted it to be a little bit bigger so you could see everything. Once again, dancing. Oh, got the whole snaps going. But moving on, I'm going to take my L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow in the shade Amber Rush. I've been loving these shadows because they are a stunning drugstore option. I've never seen any eyeshadow like this from the drugstore. And I'm taking my ring finger and just patting it all over my lid. This is just easier to apply it with your finger because I feel like I get more product on my lid than like if I were to use a brush. I feel like there'd just be a ton of product on the brush and it wouldn't really transfer that well. Then I decided to turn on my vanity lights because it was getting kind of dark and I thought you couldn't see me that well. So it looks slightly yellow, but I feel like you could see the eye look better this way. I'm going to use my other L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow in the shade Iced Latte, which is what I use every single day for my inner corner highlight. And with that, I'm going to use the Sephora flat eyeliner brush. You don't have to use a very precise brush, but you could use a precise or a fluffier brush. It's really up to you. But I pack this on really in my inner tear duct just to make everything much brighter and wider looking. I love doing this. This is like what I always do. No judgment, but this is one of the first brushes I ever got, and it's an icing duo-ended brush, and I don't know, I thought it was like the best brush ever when I was little, but actually it's not horrible. But I'm going to use the orangey shade and a light brown shade, and I'm mixing them, and any like liner brush will do for this. I'm going to kind of smoke it out underneath my eye. I know it's kind of scary putting shadow underneath your eyes because you think you might look crazy, but I promise you won't. It'll really just bring the entire look together. So don't be afraid. Okay, moving on, we're going to take that big fluffy side of that crown brush, and I'm going to use the whitest shade I have in this palette. Like any white shade will do, and I'm going to highlight my brow bone. Now, I know this is going to be a little bit intense, but don't worry, it's going to get better, I promise. But just applying this to my brow bone. Yes, I know I look crazy, but don't worry, I fixed this. So because I look a little crazy, I just take this little eyeshadow brush from Real Techniques. There's no product on it, and I just kind of blend it out so I don't look quite as crazy. And at mascara time, I'm going to use the Boxum Lash Mascara, and I love this. It has a giant fluffy brush, and it's a recent discovery for me, and I was very impressed with it. And what I've also been doing is I've been taking a mirror and putting it below my face, and then using the mascara wand and kind of wiggling it upwards. I feel like this creates like a fluttery look, and I don't get as much product on my lid as I would if I just applied it regularly. Then, this is kind of high maintenance, but I'm using my Benefit Roller Lash Mascara, and I also love this. This is another great mascara option, and I'm using like the bigger, rounder side, and I'm just wiggling it into my lower lashes. Unnecessary step, but I like it. Thumbs up this video if you make weird faces when you're doing your mascara too. Then I'm using my MAC Prep and Prime lip pencil just to make my lipstick stay on longer. You could also use a lip liner. I felt like this is just kind of an easier step. I'm going to use my Marc Jacobs lip cream in the shade Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which has like a round tip, so it makes it much easier to apply lipstick. I don't know why. I don't know why other brands don't do this, but they really should. It makes everything much easier. And you could go for a brighter lip if you wanted it to be bolder, but I felt like this is more of like a neutral rosy shade. Okay, one last step. I'm using my MAC Prep and Prime in the scent Yuzu, and I'm just doing this to make everything set and kind of make my skin look dewy, because we all want to look dewy in summer. I'm going to use an Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray as my final step, and this will just make everything stay extra long. So yeah, this is the finished product. I feel like it's a good summer kind of glowy look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Comment requests below. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah. Bye!